So listen, man, this is what I want to talk about today. We're going to talk about Rasheem Carter and what happened last October in Mississippi. Rasheem Carter called his mother last October and asked for help after he said a group of white men in trucks were chasing him in Laurel, Mississippi. His body was found in the woods a month later. The local county sheriff's office said it did not suspect any foul play. Are we serious? So basically, Rasheem Carter's body was found decapitated. Police who have said an investigation into the death is ongoing have told Mr. Carter's family his body was likely torn apart by animals. So here you got Rasheem Carter, a 25-year-old black dude. He calls his mother and he tells his mother that he's being chased by a group of white men who keeps on calling him all different types of racial slurs, nigger, what are you doing here? And no one hears from Rasheem. And all of a sudden, a month later, after him being missing, after his mother calling in and making that report, his body was found decapitated. Now, for those who don't know the definition of decapitated, decapitated means to cut off one's head, a person or an animal. Now, I don't know any animals in the wilderness in Mississippi who are cutting off people's heads. So let me ask you, if an animal cut his head off, how did he get there? How did he get there? This is crazy, Mississippi. This is why they're passing those Jim Crow laws in Mississippi. For cases like this, they get to appoint all the judges who they want in. So these long families who've been judges for centuries now, for decades now, it's been running in their family. They've been running the town and the law enforcement. They literally just passed this Jim Crow law in Mississippi that put everything in their favor. So they don't have to worry about your vote or you being able to vote the right judges in to be able to get fair due process and a fair trial. This is crazy, man. White supremacy is still going on in 2023. Rasheem Carter's head was cut off and it got zero national attention. So now I'm bringing it to your attention because this is crazy, man. This is crazy. What are we going to do about this, black people? Are we going to let this slide? Or are we going to go down to Laurel, Mississippi? I'm not encouraging any type of violence, but an answer needs to be made. We need an answer from the sheriff's department and the police department in Laurel, Mississippi. Because there's no way that Rasheem Carter's head was cut off and the sheriff is going to sit there and say that there was no foul play, that his body was likely torn apart by animals. They found his body parts torn everywhere, just like they used to do to slaves when they tied horses to them and they whipped the horses until they pulled their bodies all the way apart. So let me ask you, when did slavery end in Mississippi? I want you to Google that. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to Google that. When did slavery end in Mississippi? If you've looked it up by now, you found out that the answer is 2014. Mississippi just abolished slavery in 2014. Google it. When did Mississippi abolish slavery? In 2014. So I want y'all to know this is deep rooted down in Mississippi. In these deep country parts of Mississippi, I've never even heard of Laurel, Mississippi. But Mississippi is not a place where you want to go. And Mississippi is supposedly 85% black in the city of Jackson. So if you're a resident of Mississippi, I'm just telling y'all, do not go anywhere alone. Make sure if you're legally able to be armed, that you are legally armed with your firearm at all times. Because it's 2023 and people are still getting lynched in Mississippi. And obviously they're getting their heads decapitated. in 2023. Rest in peace to Rasheem Carter. My condolences go out to his family. There's no way that this did not make national news media coverage, so I'm bringing the story to you live. Rasheem Carter, Laurel, Mississippi.